At the start of the story, we meet a man named Jinsu, who works hard to pay off his debt. This debt was because he trusted a greedy friend who convinced him to invest in the stock market. So Jinsu borrowed money and invested, but his friend ran off with all the cash, leaving him with a massive 900 million won debt. Desperate, Jinsu decides to end his life by jumping off a bridge. Just before he does, he suddenly gets a 4 million won deposit in his account. Surprised, a car pulls up, and he's taken to a theater. There, he learns he's been invited to join a show called The 8 Show, where he would be paid to participate. The rules stated that Jinsu didn't need any special skills to participate, and he would be provided with free food. The prize money would increase over time. If any player was killed, the game would end immediately. Otherwise, it would only finish when time ran out. To start, Jinsu had to pick a card from the options in front of him. If he didn't want to play, he could leave with 20 million won. At first, Jinsu was scared and considered leaving with the money, but after thinking about how hard his life was outside, he decided to stay. He picked card number 3 and entered the game. Inside, he found a huge space, though much of it was fake. Ahead was an 8-story building, and confused, he went to the 3rd floor, matching his card. His room was simple, with a scoreboard, intercom, cameras, and a fake window, making the place feel completely cut off. He saw a lift that would deliver food. There was also a uniform and a rulebook. After reading it, Jinsu learned he would earn 30,000 won every minute he stayed there, and could order anything he needed through the intercom. However, anything can order come at a very high price, and that amount would be deducted from his winnings. Additionally, he can't do anything to the cameras. If he did, his money will be deducted by half. After learning all this, Jinsu changed into the uniform provided, and immediately, 30,000 won started being credited to his scoreboard every minute. This made him happy. As time passed, Jinsu grew tired and wanted to sleep, but the room was freezing. He considered ordering a sleeping bag but found it was 100 times more expensive than normal. Everything else was similarly overpriced. To save money, he ordered a large newspaper and cardboard to sleep on. Later, when he needed to use the washroom, he ordered an empty bottle. The next day, he woke up to the sound of other players outside his room. Curious, he went out and met several others living on different floors. They were all excited to see each other, but none understood who brought them there. As they talked, they noticed a girl from the 8th floor who seemed unaffected, happily enjoying herself. Then, they saw a timer set at 35 hours and realized that once the timer ends, so would the game. There was also an intercom near timer, through which the players could order their necessities. However, they weren't sure what price they would have to pay for these items. As they were discussing this, someone on the 6th floor ordered a pack of cigarettes. When the pack arrived, they noticed that 2 minutes were deducted from the timer. They quickly realized that the cost of ordering items was paid in time, not money. Everyone then agreed to only order essential items. They started by ordering some buckets and toilet paper to use as makeshift restrooms, followed by sanitary pads and other basic needs. However, they were all still hungry, with no food available. At this point, the player from the 8th floor revealed that 12 boxes of food had been delivered to her room during the night. She inspected some of it but kept the rest for herself. This led everyone to understand that the lift system delivering food was connected to all rooms. The food likely started on the 8th floor, where the girl took all the food for herself, causing the lift to skip the other floors. That's why no one else received any food the previous night. Everyone asked the girl on the 8th floor to let them into her room so they could all eat the food she had taken. When they arrived, they were shocked. Her room was much larger than everyone else's, and she earned 340,000 won per minute, while others earned much less, like the 1st floor, which only got 10,000 won per minute. They realized that the higher floors earned much more than the lower ones. After eating, they saved some extra food for later in case anyone got hungry. Later that evening, while everyone was eating, the 8th floor girl was missing. The player 2nd floor screamed upon noticing something in the hall. Hearing the scream, everyone rushed over and saw that the 8th floor girl had ordered tons of clothes and makeup through the hall's intercom, leaving only 15 minutes on the timer until the game ended. The other players were furious because the money they had earned so far would be all they'd get after the timer ran out. However, the 8th floor girl revealed that she knew how to increase the timer. Curious, everyone listened closely. She then told them that they could extend the time by climbing the stairs. No one fully trusted 8th floor at first, but with no other option, they all started running up the stairs for 15 minutes. When they checked the timer again, 24 hours have been added, making everyone happy. They realized they could keep earning money as long as they reset the timer by climbing the stairs. They continued this routine daily, running the stairs to extend the time. However, as time passed, they grew exhausted. To manage their energy, they divided into 4 groups. One group would run each day while the others rested. 8th, 6th, and 1st floor were in the same group, but the 1st floor was crippled, making it very hard for him to keep up. 6th floor lost patience and hit him brutally. This angered 2nd floor, leading to a fight with 6th floor. In the end, second floor agreed to run in place of first floor, meaning she would have to run for 6 days straight. Jinsu, the third floor, didn't like this unfair arrangement, so he decided to help by running sometimes in place of second floor. A few more days passed, and just when they thought they had things under control, another major problem arose. As time passed, the rooms became unbearable due to the buildup of toilet waste. To solve this, first floor volunteered to store everyone's waste in his room since he was not helping them increase the time. Everyone agreed and said first floor's room thought the lift, making his room filthy. After a few days, they noticed they were getting less time from running up the stairs, and their health were deteriorating from all the running. One day, fourth floor collapsed, and everyone rushed to the hall's intercom, wanting to order medicine. However, the sixth floor refused, fearing that it would cost too much time to purchase, as they were already getting less time than before. This angered second floor, and she started a vicious fight with sixth floor. As they fought, the timer suddenly added 40 hours. Seventh floor realized that running up the stairs wasn't what actually increased the time. The truth was that they were being watched through the cameras, and the audience was entertained by the drama between the players. The fight between second floor and sixth floor had amused the viewers, which is why they were granted 40 hours of extra time. Everyone grew more anxious, especially since second floor and sixth floor were badly injured. They realized they had no idea what to do to entertain the viewers and earn more time. After much discussion, they decided to organize a talent show to amuse the audience, hoping to gain more hours. Seventh floor went first, playing the flute using his nose. This performance earned them 20 extra hours. Since that amount of time was enough for the day, the group decided to discuss how long they planned to stay in the game. None of them wanted to remain there forever. They wanted to make enough money to return to the real world. They left the decision up to first floor, who was handicapped and earned the least money, just 10,001 per minute. First floor shared that he wanted to stay until he earned 1 billion won, which would take 75 days at his current earning rate. After hearing this, everyone agreed, since they would all benefit by staying that long. They decided that over the next 75 days, they would keep showing talents to gain more time. However, Jinsu became worried because he didn't have any special talent to showcase. Meanwhile, fifth floor stepped up next, singing a beautiful song, which earned the group an additional 10 hours. After fifth floor performance, sixth floor took his turn, showing off strength by breaking things, earning 15 hours. Second floor followed suit, smashing wooden blocks and tiles, which got them 17 hours, though it injured her hand in the process. Next, fourth floor player attempted to sing, but did so poorly, only earning 1 hour. However, when she slipped and fell, she unexpectedly received 5 more hours. Then it was Jinsu's turn. He tried to dance, but it turned out to be quite bad, and he was awarded just 17 minutes. Everyone laughed at him. With only the first and eighth floors left, first floor player went next, performing as a joker, which made everyone laugh. This earned him 30 hours. Finally, eighth floor player took her turn, but didn't showcase any talent. Instead, she pulled sixth floor into her room and got intimate, which surprisingly earned them 69 hours. Everyone was confused as to why this act earned them such a specific number of hours. Now that the group understood how to gain time without running, they decided to stop running altogether. They also agreed to remove all the toilet waste from first floor's room and hold a vote. Everyone agreed that whoever will get most votes would handle everyone's toilet waste from now. Before the vote, they decided to vote for 8th floor. As she had the largest room, this angered everyone, leading to a heated argument. In retaliation, 8th floor stopped sending food to the others. A few days passed, and 8th floor player locked herself in her room, refusing to come out. This frustrated everyone, but they couldn't do much. 2nd floor, desperate and angry, wanted to let the timer run out so they could leave the game and finally eat. However, 1st floor stopped her, as he still needed to earn his goal of 1 billion won. Seeing everyone struggle, Jinsu volunteered to take on the responsibility. This decision made everyone happy, and the player from the 4th floor also offered to help Jinsu with the task. Now that Jinsu had agreed to handle everyone's toilet waste, everyone went to the 8th floor to apologize for their earlier argument. She forgave them and started providing food again. The group then decided to increase their time by playing the king's game, where whoever became the king could order any other player to do something, and if they refused, they would be punished with a taser gun. In the first round, 8th floor player became the king and ordered 2nd and 6th floors to fight. Though the others didn't agree with this, they were forced to comply after the 8th floor threatened them with punishment. 2nd floor started by severely beating the 6th floor, but because of an injured hand, she began to feel pain. 6th floor took advantage of this, beating 2nd floor so badly that her face was injured. Just as 6th floor was about to seriously hurt or even kill her, the others managed to stop the fight. This violent event earned them 40 hours of time. After seeing the condition of 2nd floor, everyone agreed that there would be no more fights in the game. However, during the following rounds of the game, only the 4th floor and 8th floor kept becoming the king. They began making strange and troublesome demands. 7th floor became suspicious and decided to secretly watch 4th floor at night. He discovered that 4th floor was cheating by placing glue on the king's ball, allowing them to identify which one was king's ball before anyone else touched it. 7th floor threatened to expose them if they tried it again. As a result, 4th floor couldn't cheat that round, and someone else became the king. This time, 8th floor player lost and was supposed to get electrocuted as punishment. However, when the shock was about to delivered, 6th floor suddenly attacked 7th floor. It turned out that the 6th floor have become a loyal servant to the 8th floor, obeying all of her commands. 6th floor decided that 8th floor would no longer have to do any work. They even offered 7th floor to join their alliance, and 7th floor agreed. This meant that all the hard work and time-earning responsibilities would fall on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th floors. To make things even worse, the 6th floor added a new rule to the game. If the players wanted equal food and water, they had to earn 9 hours each day to get 3 coins. 1 coin could be used for water and 2 for food. The situation became dire for the players, but with no other choice, they reluctantly agreed to these harsh conditions. The situation got even worse when the 6th floor introduced another cruel rule. The winner of the next game would be safe, but the remaining 3 players who didn't come in first place would be tied up. The winner would then be blindfolded, given a bat, and made to strike one of the tied-up players at random. The first game began, where they had to choose a part of their body to be tied up by the 6th floor. Once tied, they were told to hide. As the 6th floor hunted them down, he brutally attacked each player he found. Jinsu was terrified, but in the end, he was the last one found, making him the winner of the game. After capturing the others, the 6th floor tied them, blindfolded Jinsu, and handed him a bat. Jinsu unknowingly struck 1st floor in the face, causing severe bleeding. 6th and 8th floors were disturbingly pleased with the violence. Jinsu, feeling guilty, apologized to 1st floor, who forgave him, saying it wasn't his fault. That day, they earned 26 hours and were expecting to receive 9 coins. However, the 6th floor introduced a new twist. Everyone was given a paper and asked to write down a number between 1 and 3. If the total of all the numbers they write is more than 10, they wouldn't receive any coins. If the total was less than 9, the people who wrote lower numbers would get coins equal to what they wrote. This made everyone anxious, realizing 6th floor was likely causing trouble to entertain the viewers and earn more time. Jinsu, unsure of what to do, thought hard and eventually wrote number 1. When they added up everyone's numbers, the total was only 7, meaning 3 players would get 2 coins each, and Jinsu received just 1 coin. As agreed earlier, 1 coin was enough to buy only a bottle of water, so Jinsu drank his water and went to sleep for the night. As the days go by, he and the others grow more frustrated with their situation. 8th and 6th floor continue to torture them, and many times, despite their hard work, they fail to get food because their total number exceeds 10. The constant failure makes them more anxious, and they decide they have to take action. Every night, after finishing the game, they secretly meet in 1st floor room through the lift to plan how to get rid of the 8th and 6th floor. 7th floor finds out about their meetings but doesn't inform the others because he knows 6th and 8th floor are treating them unfairly. The group finalizes their plan, and the day to put it into action arrives. As part of the plan, 1st floor player starts screaming, pretending to have a stomachache. When 6th floor comes to check, 3rd and 2nd floors attack him. However, 6th floor is very strong and fights back, injuring both of them. When the situation spirals out of control, 6th floor pulls out his taser gun, but he discovers it has no battery. This was the work of the 7th floor, who secretly removed the battery to help the others. After disabling 6th and 8th floors, the group locks them and the 4th floor away, but treats them with care, unlike how they were treated before. They decide not to extend the time any further and to let the game end honestly, believing they've earned enough money. 1st floor still hasn't reached his goal of 1 billion won, but everyone agrees to give him a share of their winnings once they leave. As time winds down, 5th floor, who is a doctor in real life, looks after everyone. A few days pass peacefully, and with only 26 hours left, the group is happy, knowing the game will end soon. They enjoy their meal and go to sleep with the thought of freedom. But the next morning, they wake up to find the timer increased by 36 hours. This shocks everyone, as it means someone must have done something to trigger the time extension. 2nd floor investigates and finds that the 8th floor's arm is broken, 4th floor's teeth is ripped off, and 6th floor's toenails have been ripped off, though neither of them know how it happened. Furious, the 2nd floor locks everyone in their rooms, chaining the doors from the outside to make sure no one can come out and to ensure the game ends without further delays. 2nd floor locks everyone in their rooms, except the 5th floor, so she can care for the others. 5th floor does her best, but whenever she visits the 8th and 6th floors, she feels uneasy. She knows 2nd floor harbors a lot of anger toward them and fears that she might kill them. Sensing 5th floor's sympathy, 6th floor tries to manipulate her, pretending that 2nd floor is planning to kill them soon. Believing this, 5th floor unchains the 6th floor. Once freed, 6th floor ties up 5th floor. Then with 4th and 8th floor, they torture everyone. They regain control, imprisoning the others, including the 7th floor, who had helped them earlier. 6th floor, still angry and wanting to know who broke his toenails, starts threatening everyone, but no one confesses. Using the intercom, he orders a gun. Growing more furious, 6th floor confronts 7th floor and shoots him out of frustration. Terrified, Jinsu finally speaks up, revealing that he can buy the CCTV footage through the intercom to find out who hurt him. 6th floor finds out that it was actually 1st floor who broke his toenails and 4th floor's teeth. First floor had been angry at them because they often mocked him for being handicapped. Not only did he break the sixth floor's toenails, but he also humiliated him by peeing on his face. Enraged, sixth floor grabs a gun and storms off to kill first floor. However, eighth floor, who doesn't want the game to end quickly, attacks sixth floor with a taser gun. Sixth floor falls down the stairs, breaking all his bones. Since sixth floor had already tied everyone up, eighth floor easily throws the others back into their rooms. She decides to drag out the game as long as possible. Eighth floor leaves fourth floor free because she is an ally and spares fifth floor since she doesn't pose a threat. Now, with control over the situation, eighth floor starts torturing everyone to gain more time in the game. She ties them to chairs and bind them such that they can't close their eyes and filled their neck to mouth with water. To keep control, she buys live CCTV footage of all their rooms, ensuring she knows if anyone tries to resist. The only person she trusts is fourth floor, who helps her. One day, while fourth floor is feeding the others, she learns from first floor why he wanted to earn 1 billion won. It turns out that reaching that amount would have allowed first floor to change his floor room to any other, even to eighth floor, a secret he had known since the first day. First floor asks fourth floor to help him get rid of the eighth floor. In exchange, he promises to give fourth floor the eighth floor's room once it's free, while he will move into the fourth floor's room. Fourth floor agrees, as she wants to earn more money and also likes that room. Fourth floor then involves the fifth floor in her plan, and they start preparing. To execute the plan, fourth floor distracts eighth floor by playing golf with her in the hall, while secretly fifth floor trying to free the others from the back. However, the eighth floor notices something strange about the fourth floor's behavior. Her dog, Cuckoo, starts barking upstairs, and the eighth floor rushes up to see what's happening. When she gets there, she sees what's going on, but now it's too late for her to stop it. Before eighth floor can react, fourth floor attacks her with a golf club, knocking her out and ending her control. Now free, everyone feels a sense of relief and joy. However, fifth floor is still filled with anger on sixth floor for his torture and betrayal and to take revenge. She cuts of sixth floor's main part, making him a transgender. Afterward, first floor reveals the secret about changing rooms. Everyone is excited, but when first floor pays 1 billion won to change rooms, he is shocked. The 1 billion was the cost to buy the menu. The menu showed the real cost of the room change, which was 100 times higher than he thought. This realization devastates him, as he feels betrayed after working so hard. As the group reflects on their situation, the story of why they came to this place unfolds. First floor reveals that he used to work in a circus, where he was very popular. However, when his daughter fell seriously ill, the medical costs were far beyond his means. Desperate and hopeless, he considered suicide, but before he could act, a car appeared and brought him into the game. Then we learn about the second floor's story. She was a karate champion, but during one fight, her friend suffered a severe injury. She needed to raise money to help her friend, and like the first floor, a car appeared, offering her a way into this twisted game. Each player's story reveals their desperate need for money and the events that led them to this dark place. We already know about Jinsu, the third floor's story. Then, we learn about the fourth floor's background. She had always dreamed of becoming a K-pop star, but ended up working in a parking lot. One day, her friend mocked her for her situation, which fueled her determination to earn a lot of money. Shortly after, a white car appeared and brought her into the game. Next, fifth floor's story unfolds. She was a talented doctor, and her husband was also a successful doctor. One night at a bar, a man asked for her help, saying he needed money. Trusting him, she lent him the money, but the man took advantage of her kindness and left her in debt. To pay off the loan, she entered the game. Sixth floor's story reveals that he was once a famous baseball player, but his arrogant nature led to his downfall. After losing his career, he worked as a security guard at a store. One day, when fans came to meet him, the shop owner disapproved, insulted him, and they got into a fight. He beat the man badly and left, but his life spiraled out of control, especially with the debt he owed. That's why he joined the game. Now, we learn about the seventh floor. He was a scriptwriter, but his director kept rejecting his scripts for being uninteresting. Finally, eighth floor's story continues with how she struggled while singing Justin Bieber's Baby outside an art gallery. The audience didn't like it and asked her to sing Maroon 5's Animals instead. Frustrated, she was kicked out, and from that moment, she vowed to take revenge on the art gallery. Each of their stories shows how desperation led them to this dangerous and twisted game. Back in the present, everyone decides they don't want to continue the game anymore. However, the first floor is furious at this decision and pulls a gun on everyone. He is determined to stay and earn as much money as possible. To do this, he plans to extend the time alone and starts preparing for a show. Before his performance, he ties everyone up to prevent them from stopping him. First floor puts on an impressive show, but during a dangerous stunt on a rope, his foot slips and he falls into a fire. Jinsu, heartbroken, manages to free his hands and unties the others. Despite his tears, he rushes to help first floor. At the same time, the owner of the game enjoys the performance so much that he rewards them with an extra 1,500 hours. Realizing they can't endure that much time, Jinsu runs to the intercom and begins ordering gold and silver, desperate to use up the time. But the time didn't decrease much. Jinsu starts destroying the CCTV cameras, knowing that if the host can't watch, the game would be shut down. After all the cameras are broken, the game is forced to end and the gate opens, but by that time, the first floor has tragically died. Everyone cries deeply over the loss. As Jinsu exits the place, he finds an envelope on a table, informing him that the money he won will be transferred to his account, along with a thank you for participating in the game. Though relieved and happy that the game is over, the group remains sad about the first floor's death. A few days later, Jinsu holds a funeral in memory of the first floor. Only 4th, 5th, and 2nd floor attend, and during their conversation, it is revealed that the H floor had taken revenge on the art gallery by buying a plane and attacking it with it, which led to her imprisonment. The 6th floor, who couldn't attend, sent flowers, stating that he has moved on in his life. The 7th floor had generously given more than half of his winnings to the first floor's family and paid for her daughter's medical treatment. Hearing that everyone has moved forward with their lives, Jinsu decides to do something meaningful with his own. In the final scene of the series, 7th floor sits with a director, having written a story called The 8 Show, based on everything that happened to him during the game. The director is impressed and asks 7th floor if he was part of the show. Nervously, the 7th floor denies it, and with that, the series ends. I hope you enjoyed this explanation. Don't forget to click the bell notification and like the video.